Lagi mo nadidinig sa TikTok, sa YouTube, sa mga kaibigan mo, sa magulang mo na lahat ng millionaire madaming sources of income. Kaya mga Pinoy ngayon pagkatapos ng full-time work nila, ang dami pa nilang ginagawa, ang dami pa nilang side hustles. Tendency, mababurnout ka, mapapagod ka, tapos magkaka-health concerns ka. Tapos pag nangyari yon, isusugal mo, i-crypto mo, tapos mawawala lang lahat. I made my first million pesos at 20 years old and having multiple sources of income isn't really the wealth strategy that I used. Ngayon papakita ko sa inyo ano ba talaga meaning ng having multiple income streams, and no, hindi mo kailangan magpapagod para yumaman. I'm Sam, I'm 24 years old and my goal is to help Filipino people become more financial literate kasi hindi tinuturo sa school. I-drawing natin yan. Welcome to the whiteboard and we are back and I'm gonna show you guys yung dalawang klaseng mga tao. Ito, si Mark yan. Papangalanan natin Mark. Now si Mark, malupit to si Mark. Sobrang sipag niyan, meron siyang 4 na side income. Unang-una, yung full-time job niya, BPO, 8 hours. Tapos sa weekend naman, nagda-drive siya ng grab car. Sa weekend naman, nagti-TikTok affiliate siya. At sa weekend naman, or everyday, pero pagka free time niya, nagki-crypto siya. Congratulations, ang dami mong side income, Mark. Pero tingnan mo to Alam mo ang ano pa meron siya? Ang meron pa siya is stress tsaka pagod. Kasi ang dami niyang ginagawa sa buhay. Okay? And I'm sure that you guys, may kilala kayo na ganyan din yung ginagawa. Ako personally, medyo ganyan ako. But at the same time, to be honest, hindi siya yung pinaka-efficient na way on building wealth. Bakit? Kasi number 1, nakakapagod yan. Number 2, it takes up all of your time. And number 3, mababurnout ka ng mabilis dyan. Ito si Marcus at iisa lang ang kanyang ginagawa. Pero it's a high income skill. And let me tell you this is way better compared to this one. Now, of course, may mga factors dyan. For example, ito, may backup plan ka. For example, mawala yung main job niya. Meron pa din siyang Grab, meron pa din siyang TikTok affiliate, tsaka crypto. But at the same time, if meron kang high income skill, madali ka lang din makakuha ng high income job. Bakit? Kasi malaki ang bayad sa isang skill kung madali lang makahanap ng gagawa nun. Okay? Kaya high income ang isang skill kasi konti lang yung nakakagawa. So if ever mawala man to, chances are, makakuha din siya, ma-hire din siya agad-agad. Okay? Now, what's a better way of doing things in this case? Number 1 is, if meron kang full-time job, okay, again guys, when I'm talking about these things, it's not set in stone, okay? May mga bagay talaga na kailangan mong gawin, depende sa situation mo ngayon sa buhay. Pero, if I were to choose, and then if your situation allows it, let's say hindi ka naman breadwinner, etc., brother man, give up one of these things. Kasi mamaya nagki-crypto ka pa, tapos lahat ng kinita mo dito na wala sa crypto, na rug pull ka, di ba? Eh, wala din. So, what I suggest you to do, sacrifice 1 or 2, di ba 9 to 5 yan, ang gagawin mo sa 6 to 10 mo is to upskill. I always talk about upskilling dito sa channel na to. Why? Because it's very, very real. You need to learn new skills. You need to learn high-paying skills. If VA ka, there's always new skills to learn. Video editing, writing, copywriting, social media management. Ang dami mong pwedeng pagtutunan, ang dami mong pwedeng i-upskill, and lahat yun pwede mo nang i-offer sa clients mo. And guess what? Once you do these things, ito, pataas ng pataas, tapos ito, mawawala na. That will allow more time for you sa day mo to enjoy. Pero again, guys, it's not that simple. It will take a lot of time and a lot of sacrifices to do that. Now, does this mean na mag-focus lang tayo sa isa and wala nang iba? No. There are 7 key sources of income. And unfortunately, itong 3 lang to ang alam ng Pinoy. Number 1 is yung earned income. Ito yung trabaho mo basically. So, sinusweldohan ka, yan yung earned income. Number 2 is rental income. Let's say may lupa ka o may bahay ka tapos pinaparent mo. Number 3, business profit. Here's the problem. Rental income, minsan nagkakadamage yung bahay, ang dami mong fees, minsan sabog hindi nagbabayad yung nag-rent sa'yo. Next naman, business profit. Saan ka nakakita ng business na guaranteed yung profit? Ang tawag doon, scam. Okay? Ang daming, let's say, coffee shop, ang daming restaurants dyan na nagsasara kasi hindi nila masustain ang profitability. Ito yung hindi alam ng majority of Filipino. Dividend income, royalties, capital gains, and interest. Okay, let's start with the simplest one. Number 1 is interest income. Ito yung, for example, naglagay ka ng pera sa, let's say, sa GoTime, naglagay ka ng pera sa Maya, and then, through time, it will generate money. So, let's say yung 100k mo, naglagay ka ng pera sa GoTime, tapos nag-earn yan ng 3% per annum, by the end of the year, meron ka ng 3,000 pesos. Completely wala kang ginawa. That's for free. Next naman is capital gains. Let's say bumili ka ng stock ng Apple, tapos binili mo siya ng 50 pesos, tapos after 1 year, binenta mo siya ng 100 pesos. 100 pesos na yung value ng stock ng Apple. Meaning, you earned 100% of what you bought. So yung 50 pesos mo, basically nag-double siya, tapos naging 100 pesos na. So let's say bumili ka ng 100k dyan, by the end of the year, meron ka ng 200k kasi times 2. Pero again, that's just a rough description of what could happen for capital gains. Another example of capital gains, for example, bumili ka ng lupa, tapos through time, let's say 10 years, lumaki yung value ng lupa na yon kasi may nagsitayo ang mga buildings, may nagsitayuan ng mga bahay, So ito, mas tumaas yung value. So yun, capital gains, yung pinambili mo ng lupa na let's say 500k, ngayon 2 million na. Next is royalty income. Ito, most likely, hindi mo na ma-encounter to kasi if hindi ka artist, for example, or hindi ka business owner, most likely, wala ka naman nito. For example, nagsulat ka ng book, tapos may publisher ka, tapos sila nag-distribute sa mga bookstore. Every time na may bibili ng book mo, hindi naman yung buong 200 pesos na worth ng book mo, sa'yo mapupunta yan. Ang dami pa mapupuntahan yan. And let's say, ang mapupunta na lang sa'yo is, let's say, 10 pesos or 50 pesos every time na may bumili ng book. So, yun yung example ng royalties. And next naman is dividend income. For example, again, bumili ka ng Apple. May nakaset dyan na percentage dividend whenever na kumikita yung Apple. So, for example, profit yung Apple. My gosh, may share ka doon kasi may stock ka ng Apple. Technically, holder ka din ng Apple. Technically, stockholder ka ng Apple. Kaya, i-reward ka nila. That's what we call dividends. And when you look at it, ang passive lang talaga dito is dividend income, capital gains, and interest income. So, lahat ng sinasabi mong tatayo ng business para may passive income ako, brother man, itry mo kaya mag-own ng business. Tignan natin kung sasabihin mong passive income. Yung 9 to 5 mo dito sa earned income mo, magiging ano yan, 12 to 12, wala ka ng tulog. Ganyan ang owner ng business. Hindi passive ang business owning. Rental income, technically passive, pero again, ang dami mong aasikasuhan dyan. Maniningil ka ng rent, magbabayad ka ng bills. Royalty income naman, technically passive, pero again, ang dami mong kailangan gawin. Gagawa ka ng music, gagawa ka ng art, gagawa ka ng book. Ang dami mong setup na kailangan gawin for that. Ang totoong passive is capital gains, interest income, dividend income. Basically, lalagay ka lang ng pera dyan tapos kikita na siya. That is what you call passive. Now, here in the Philippines, let's say you invest sa S&P 500 and then on average 8 to 10%. Historically, ganyan ang S&P 500. And in order, believe this or not, in order to have a 6-digit income completely passive, ang kailangan mo lang is over $1 million. Sam, $1 million? Parang maliit na bagay yun. Here's the thing. If you deposit 20k every month into an S&P 500 fund and estimate 8 to 10% nagko-compound yan, by the time you retire, let's say by 60 years old, nag-start ka mag-invest mga 25, by the time you retire, meron ka ng passive na 6 digits just on capital gains alone pag withdraw mo siya. Pero again, that's all rough estimates, rough calculations, taxes not included. You have to do your own due diligence. Hindi naman ako licensed financial advisor. Kaya huwag kayo maniwala kung may na business kuno-kuno na maglagay ka lang ng pera dito, wala ka nang gagawin. Brother man, you're getting scammed. Either pyramid scheme yan, Ponzi scheme. Pero trust me, pag ginawa mo yon, mawawala lang yung pera mo. Ang dami ko nang narinig na stories about that. Ayos ba? And if you guys want to invest in the S&P 500, again, I'm not sponsored but I use GoTrade. Nasa description yung referral link ko for GoTrade. And if ginamit mo yon, may free $1 ka. Pero hindi kita pinipilit. It's very important that you understand what this is first before ka mag-invest. And same goes with everything na nandito. Intindihin mo muna bago ka mag-invest kasi trust me, if you don't, ang tendency mawawalan ka lang ng pera. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below if agree ba kayo dito sa mga sinabi ko. And subscribe para hindi ka mamatay na brokey.